Please continue. Thank you.
Respected delegates and fellow youth leaders, we are honored to represent Ashoka Universal School at United Nations on the International Day of Nonviolence. Our presentation focuses on a matter of urgent moral and guiding principles and real-world actions that make every child safe and empowered. Mahatma Gandhi, born October 2nd, 1869, remained a beacon of peace and non-violence. Ahimsa. In thought, word, and deed, his teaching inspires our mission. If we are to reach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children. Today, we stand together committed to translating these words into action of every child, everywhere.
Our world faces an urgent challenge. Millions of children are subjected to violent discipline, suffer emotional or physical abuse, and experience violence such as. This violence takes many forms: physical, emotional, and psychological. The time for global unified action to protect children is now. To take effective action, we must understand the range of violences children face: corporal punishment, physical discipline at home and school, harassment both traditional and online, child labor, trafficking, and family neglect. Each of these harms must be addressed to create a safe and nurturing environment for every child.
Violence leaves lasting trauma and fear. It disturbs healthy development and learning, and shatters dream. But protection changes everything. It builds self-confidence, resilience, and healthy growth, fosters peaceful societies, and opens a world of possibilities for children's future. Safeguarding children is an act of justice and foundation for equality. Every child deserves legal protection without exception. When children are safe, they can learn, grow, and contribute to society. Safety nurtures compassion, enabling children to become the peaceful and harmonious leaders of tomorrow.
The first strategy is to create genuinely safe environments. This means anti-bullying programs, trained staff, and designated areas where children can play and learn under caring supervision. Accessible counseling and trauma-informed care are critical for healing and recovering, ensuring every child feels secure and supported. Our second priority is robust laws and firm policy enforcement. This includes strict child protection law 24/7 helpline for reporting abuse, fast-track courts for justice, and a zero tolerance policy on child labor. Trafficking and exploitation. Laws must work for children swiftly and meaningfully.
Education and awareness are the next frontiers. Children must know their rights and how to protect themselves. We must promote positive discipline and educate parents, caregivers, and teachers. Public campaigns can shift harmful practices and help create a new culture where violence is never tolerated. Empowering children's voices means encouraging reporting and real participation in decisions. Globally, government and NGOs must build internship partnerships, join UN and UNICEF campaigns, and strengthen international cooperation to stop violence. Together, we can build a world where every child is safe, heard, and valued.
Our sixth strategy focuses on promoting a culture of peace and respect. We must integrate peace, empathy, and kindness into our education system from the earliest age. Leaders and role models must champion non-violence while we foster intercultural and interfaith harmony across communities. By celebrating community acts of peace and compassion, we create an environment where children naturally learn the values of respect and nonviolence. Indian youth are leading the charge as champions against child violence. Young activities across India are organizing awareness campaigns, developing digital initiatives for reporting abuse and creating support systems. They are organizing rallies, workshops, and social media campaigns to educate the public on child rights and safety. Through innovative apps and online platforms, they provide confidential reporting and immediate access to counseling services. Community volunteers are mentoring vulnerable children, offering guidance, educational support, and emotional care to those in high-risk areas.
As we conclude, remember, a peaceful childhood plants the seed of a peaceful world. On behalf of Ashoka Universal School, thank you for your commitment to protecting children everywhere.
Thank you for highlighting
Thank
such
you for your-
important strategies.
Thank you for your commitment to protecting children. Together, we can build a world free from violence. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we welcome back the student delegation from 𝗡ηση High School, Ethiopia, for their second presentation on this topic.
You can start with your presentation. Thank you. Just go ahead with the presentation. Yes, take over.
Hello, my name is Ruth, and this is a presentation on violence against children. Every child deserves to grow up safe, loved, and free from fear. Yet, the sad truth is that millions of children still face violence every single day, wherever they live in, Africa, Asia, or anywhere else. Violence against children does not only mean physical abuse, but also neglect child marriage, bullying, and other harmful practices. It's more than a human rights issue. It's a developmental issue because a nation's future is dependent on its young people. And if they are hurt, silenced, or denied, the whole world loses. Here in Africa, over 60% of our population is under 25, and this challenge is even more urgent. But we should not forget this is a global fight. And protecting children is the first step to create a bright, longer, brighter, and safer tomorrow. And to begin with, let us ask what actually causes this violence. My teammate will explain it.
I'm Mariam. Now we know why this issue matters. So what is the real cause of violence against children, both in Africa and around the world? The first one is poverty and family stress. When parents struggle to survive, some turn to harsh discipline. UNICEF reported that nearly 300 million children experience violent discipline. In Ethiopia alone, 88% of children from age 1 up to 14 experience it at home. The second one is harmful traditional practices like child marriage and female genital mutilation still affects millions of girls, especially in Africa and South Asia. Alone in Ethiopia, around 40% of girls get married and give birth before the age 18. When we see that violence that happen in school, children spend 4 up to 8 hours a day in their school, yet they face corporal punishment and bullying, which is still common in a lot of countries, even though the law exists. The fourth one is conflicts and displacement is from Africa refugees to Middle East crisis make children to live in fear and insecurities. In Ethiopia, 40% of children get sexually abused because of wars. And finally, new danger have been rising online, cyberbullying and unsafe internet use, harming children worldwide. This college shows us violence against children is not an individual problem, but also social, cultural, and global issue. When children suffer violence, the effects are very serious. So now let's look at the consequences.
Hello, my name is Samuel, and I'll be talking about the consequences and consequences against consequences by violence against children. The consequences of violence against children are painful and long-lasting, it probably can be mentally or physically, like scars or mental issues, anxiety, and so on and so forth. And many children face disabilities, injuries, and poor health too. And emotionally, they may live with fear, depression, anxiety, or trauma that will be lasting over their whole entire lifetime. The other part is in education, in the educational sector too, in bullying. In Ethiopia, there are such cases that happen because of bullying. I know some people in personal, that are like a friend of mine told me that he was getting bullied, and that bullying made him have fear of getting to school and have like a lot of emotional damage. And globally, there is a case, a very well-known case. Her name is Megan Taylor, and she did a suicide, and she died on 2006 because of suicide on 13 years old because of bullying. And so this thing can be lasting forever, or it just does a lot more damage than we think, not for only us, but also for the future of our country, the world, and also the continent. And also, there are also such cases that kids get married early in Africa, and it's more likely to drop out, they're more likely to drop out of school. And also, even UNICEF studies now show that children who experience violence are twice as likely to stop attending school, which is very bad for the community, for the future of the world, and also for themselves. And but the impact doesn't stop there. Violence also affects nations, economies. The World Bank estimated the violence against children counts $1 billion. Like the World Bank calculated it, and it all because of this violence, it cost them over billions and billions of dollars worldwide. And this also is very bad for the productivity, and not just also in Africa, but also the world. This makes it clear that protecting children is not only for saving individuals, but also about securing a brighter global future. But here is the good news. There are some good news. Violence can be prevented by now my teammates will be talking about the strategies of preventing such violence.
Hello, my name is Magdala Jonas and I am in 9th grade. How can we prevent violence against infants worldwide? Many things for one. Parents should be learning to use positive parenting, showing love and using encouragement instead of punishment. At school, teachers should replace corporal punishment with supportive discipline. Also, schools should enforce strong anti-bullying rules to help fight back against child violence during school. On a community level, awareness campaigns are important to challenge harmful procedures like child marriage or exploitation. All it takes is one campaign to change the way someone thinks. In Ethiopia, for example, programs are working to reduce child marriage, but there is still much to be done. A country's government must pass and enforce strong laws, fund child protection services, and help child helplessness where young people can seek aid. And finally, young people have a role to do. We can speak out, support our peers using media, art, and technology to raise awareness. Our generation's resources are unlimited. Violence against children can be stopped, but only if families, schools, communities, and youth work together to stop it. Thank you.
𝗏 Tashinafi is here for your conclusion of this session. We swim across seas of causes of children's abuse and violation, such as poverty, family stress, and others, and floated on the boat of consequences that could cause and cost us a children's life that could have been Albert Einstein creating or Isaac Newton changing the world for once and for all. Finally, landing on the presentation of prevention that includes changes on norms that promote positive parenting and strengthen economic support to families and the like. Conclude. Violence against children is not the topic of a continent, but a global issue. Every children suffering around the world is one more cost on the life of an infant. If we want to build the world we dream of and finally achieve Africa's 2063 agenda, we need to stop and think one more time. Raise our voices for the children suffering around the world, for the ones that cannot protect themselves. This was it from Cruz Children's Abuse. Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable inputs.
Respect for our elders is an universal value. Now, we shift our focus to often overlooked issue of violence against senior citizens.
We invite the delegation from AGA Campus India to present their findings and controlling strategies.
Hello. Namaste. I am Mahewal, a student from Ashoka Global Academy, Arjun Nagar campus, accompanied by my friends, Master Rudra Sonavne and Miss Ananya Gupta. We are privileged to put forward our views on preventing violence against senior citizens. Let me begin with a thought. A society is best judged by how it treats its elderly. These are the people who have spent their lives working, raising families, and building our communities. And yet, in modern times, we see that many of them are not treated with the respect and care they deserve. This brings me to the idea of ahimsa, or nonviolence. Ahimsa is not just the absence of physical harm. It is about compassion, empathy, and respecting the dignity of every human being. Mahatma Gandhi transformed ahimsa into one of the strongest tools humanity has ever seen. Through nonviolence and truth, he was able to unite millions of people and free India without using a single weapon. But today, When we see the struggles faced by senior citizens, it seems as though the principles of ahimsa are slowly being forgotten. Violence, in its many forms, has become a reality for our elders. This violence may not always be physical, it can be emotional, economic, or, or even in the form of neglect. And that is where our responsibility as a society begins. I would like to hand over to Ms. Ananya to further elaborate on the following points.
Thank you, Mahi. Let us now look at the issue more closely. Senior citizens often face violence in different forms. Physical abuse is the most visible form. Hitting, pushing, or harming elders, sometimes even under the pretext of discipline or frustration. And then, verbal abuse is equally damaging. Constant criticism, shouting, or insulting elders can harm their mental health deeply. Economic exploitation is a growing problem. For example, children or relatives may misuse pension money, take property by force, or pressurize elders to give up their savings. Neglect happens when elders are denied basic needs like food, healthcare, or even companionship. Sometimes they're left alone for hours or even days, which creates feelings of abandonment. And in the most heartbreaking cases, there is complete abandonment, where senior citizens are left alone in old age homes or on the streets, cut off from their families. Now the question arises, who are the actual perpetrators? Surprisingly, it is not always strangers. Often, it is family members themselves, children, in laws, or relatives. And not to forget, caregivers, neighbors, and sometimes even professional criminals also take advantage of the vulnerability of the elderly. Imagine the trauma for an elderly person when the very people they trusted for love and care turn into their abusers. This not only causes physical harm, but also emotional isolation, fear, and depression. This shows that violence against senior citizens is not just a law and order problem. It is a moral and an emotional problem that needs attention at every level. Over to Rudra.
Thank you, Ananya. So, what has been done and what more can we do? India has taken several steps and policies to protect our senior citizens. The Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007 legally obliges children to take care for their parents. If neglected, parents can approach tribunals for justice. The National Helpline for Senior Citizens 14567 provides immediate help to elders facing abuse, neglect, or emergency situations. Welfare schemes like the Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme and various state level pensions ensure some financial support for those without income. On the healthcare side, there are initiatives under the National Program for Healthcare of the Elderly (NPHCE), which provide geriatric wards in hospitals, mobile medical units, and regular checkups. Police departments in many cities have launched senior citizen cells and special outreach programs where officers regularly check on elderly people living alone. NGOs such as Help Age India also play a crucial role by running awareness campaigns, helplines, and community care services. What is the young blood of India doing to help? Elder Adda, We the Volunteers, a student-led organization, provides companionship to seniors and raises awareness about elder issues. Their Elder Adda program organizes social activities for the elderly, including celebrations for special occasions like birthdays. This brings warmth in the lives of our elders. Age-Well Digital Literacy Program. The Age-Well Foundation operates this initiative, teaching basic computer skills and internet applications like email, online banking, and social media to help seniors adjust to a modern, fast-paced life. How are Ashokites helping? Visit to old age homes. As part of its social responsibility curriculum, The Ashoka group of schools organizes student visits to old age homes. This initiative aims to foster a more empathetic and humane outlook towards society. Donations. Revenue generated from events like Ashoka's Grand Art Fest is donated to people in need, which includes the senior citizens who are troubled by the lack of income. What else can we do as citizens? First, we must raise awareness. Many people don't even recognize verbal abuse or neglect as forms of violence. Talking about it is the first step. Second, we must teach younger generation respect for elders. Values of gratitude and compassion need to be reinforced in homes and in schools. Third, we should support family caregivers. Often, the stress for caring for elders without proper resources leads to frustration. Providing counseling, community services, and financial relief can help. And lastly, we must build intergenerational bonds. Grandparents and grandchildren share a unique connection. Encouraging joint family interactions, community activities, and volunteer work can reduce loneliness among elders and strengthen family ties. To conclude, protecting our elders is not charity, it is our duty. If Gandhiji could use ahimsa to win independence, then we can surely use compassion, respect, and care to ensure our senior citizens live with dignity and peace. Thank you.
What a fabulous presentation. Thank you so much.
Next, we call upon the delegation from Nazareth School, Ethiopia. We look forward to your presentation.
Full screen, please. Thank you. You can begin.
Okay. Namaste. Greetings, our dear listeners. We are from Najid School student, and my name is Blinda Zahing.
Yeah. Guys, you're mute. Not true. It's mute.
We can hear you. Please continue.
Sure. Okay, from the beginning. Namaste. Good morning, our dear listeners. And we're students from Nazrid School. And my name is Blinga Zahing.
And my name is Yapsa Kadarajri.
And my name is Lily Tedros.
And the topic of our discussion will be ending violence against senior citizens and strategy for protection. Introduction. The International Day of National Nonviolence reminds us to promote peace, respect, and delight for all. Respecting for our elders depends deeply roots in Africa and Ethiopia values. Even in Ethiopia, we address our elders with the term 𝗨𝗡 for our deep respect for our culture. But modernization, poverty, and migration are weakening our family support. Many elders now face neglect, abuse, and loneliness, and this is a growing hidden crisis. What is elder abuse? For definition, elder abuse is an intentional or neglect act of many people that causes harm or possesses a serious risk of harming an old adult. And this includes physical, emotional, sexual, and financial abuse, as well as neglect. Example of neglect can be failing to provide necessary food, medicine, or hygienic care. The situation in Ethiopia, even though
Can you please
Can you hear?
start the presentation? We can hear you, but you need to start the presentation again. Yeah.
That's nice for you. Good job. I don't understand.
Yes, please continue. We can see it. Yeah.
The situation in Ethiopia, even though we highly respect our cultures and also respect our elders, in rural Jimma, about 50% of our elders live alone, and only 77.3% receive pension, which leads to many students, many elder people not able to provide for themselves. Around 86% have no social protection at all. 60% report loneliness and 42% feel not needed. 26 up to 28% elders are malnutrients and in Addis Ababa and Harare, which lead them to have variety diseases and die quickly and painfully.
When it comes to abuse and violence against the elderly, Africa and Ethiopia have a lot to say. 46.8% of the elderly are abused in sub-Saharan Africa. According to the Mizan Aman study, 41.8% of elders in Ethiopia have been abused physically, psychologically, financially, and have been susceptible to violence in conflict zones.
Please go ahead. Please continue. Thank you.
Okay. In Ethiopia and many parts of Africa, there are traditional support systems. There are ways to
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Please check your connection. We can't hear you.
We're sorry for the technical difficulties. We have internet problems. Are we audible now?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay. We're sorry, we won't be able to share our screen. I'll just continue on where I left.
Continue, please.
These support systems, which these elderly people are so dependent on, are declining because of modernization and urbanization. These people, these young people or elderly people's children are fleeing and going to other countries and urban areas in search of better opportunities, leaving the elders alone without support. Some of the risks or contributing factors to abuse and violence against the elderly are poor health and disabilities, increase the elderly's dependence. Elderly people are often are at poor health and have disabilities. This increases their dependence on their caregivers. Poverty and economic hardship is seen among many parts of Ethiopia and Africa. Caregivers and elderly
Please check your connection. I guess the connection is weak for the school at the moment. Caleb?
Yes, I think so. We can give them 1 minute to rejoin, and then I'll check with that.
Okay. Meantime, I would like to say all the students, you are doing wonderful job. Keep it up. We are still on one particular presentation to go with. So keep up the good work and keep that confidence. Thank you.
Where is the Wi-Fi?
Yes, I think they're back. We can continue.
I think Are we audible now?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, please. You are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. As I was saying, weak laws. While in the Ifedri Constitution or the Ethiopian Constitution, there are proclamations to support the elderly and give them an advantage in earning a place to live, and a pension. There is no clear criminal law that states that abuse against the elderly is a crime. Another contributing factor is which leads to the consequences, which I will get to now. Due to these factors, the elderly face physical, psychological, and social consequences. The physical being malnutrition and food insecurity, as I stated before. Psychological being depression due to their loss of dignity. They also could develop anxiety and other mental disorders. And the social consequences being isolation, because most often abuse to the elderly is caused by to them. And if the elderly report their abuse, it leads to social isolation. That's it for me. Over to you.
And considering the elder abuses that occur on people that are senior, I will be now presenting the gaps, challenges, and data limitations that make the problem even worse. The first one is underreporting. Underreporting occurs due to the people that are being abused, or the elder people believing that the person abusing them is very close, or it might be a family member, a caretaker, or even someone maybe the same of their age. So they may be ashamed of losing their dignity or being socially isolated because of reporting this might bring some negative views from the society upon them. The second one is lack of uniform definitions and measurement tools. So we can say that we can give different meanings to violence, the word violence, but according to different studies and qualitative measurements, it's not very clear, because there's the comparison between the rural and urban areas. It's not clearly stated, and other people may also argue on the definition of elders. So some people might consider one a violation while the others may not. So the lack of clear definition also contributes as a gap limitation. The other one is few longitudinal studies. In my country, Ethiopia, many of the studies are limited on specific areas. They're not conducted countrywide. So the limitation of spaces or locations contributes as a non-helping factor, because people that live in the rural areas, that their problems has not yet still been addressed, and lack of resources to do a qualitative study might also contribute to this factor. The other one is weak legal or social protection frameworks. As it's been explained before, due to urbanization and modernization, our traditional support systems to the older people have declined, or it's not as strong as it used to be. So one of the things that contributes is people becoming more modern and not being focused on or seeing the older people as a burden and not contributing to helping them more.
So what could be done or recommendations for Ethiopia or other countries is adopting or ratifying key frameworks that help as stating this as a criminal law or many other laws to rectify this. The other one is social protection expansion, either by building institutions or training the people to help them more. The other one is strengthen local or community structures, which is naturally found and traditionally developing it so that people can get more help and can be addressed, their problems can be addressed. So what has been done in my country is there's a constitutional protection, although there's a limitation in execution and implementation, but there are some laws in the constitution that for the advocacy of elder people protection. And there's a national social protection policy in 2014 that also support this idea of protecting older people. So as Nazareth school students, we would like to address that protecting Ethiopian elderly is not merely a matter of social welfare, it's a moral imperative and a reflection of our collective humanity. Ensuring their safety, dignity, and inclusion must be prioritized, not only to uphold their rights, but also to build a society with intergenerational solidarity and justice to prevail. So we believe that the time to act is now. Thank you.
Host take over, please.
Thank you so much, delegates.
In an increasingly interconnected world, our next topic is both timely and critical: combating violence against migrants and immigrants.
We now call upon the team from AUS Arjun Nagar campus, India. The platform is yours for the next 8 minutes.
Full screen, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Salam to my Ethiopian friends and 𝗨𝗡 𝗚𝗏 to respected delegates. I am Sai, and I have my friends Ayushi, Vivek, and Arnav with me from Ashoka Universal School, Arjun Nagar. It's an honor to be here today, representing India in this exchange program, and I'm excited to share India's approach to combating this violence while also drawing meaningful connections between India and Ethiopia. Migration is an issue that transcends borders, and today we'll explore how both India and Ethiopia can collaborate in creating safer environments for migrants and immigrants. Let's get started. To begin, I want to share a quote that perfectly captures the essence of migration and immigration. Migration or immigration is not a choice, but a necessity for millions in search of a better life. This quote speaks to the core reality that millions of people from Ethiopia to India and vice versa face every day, whether it's for a better job opportunities, safety, or a better quality of life. Migration can be a path to hope, but sadly, this journey is often marred by violence, discrimination, and exploitation. Today, we'll discuss how we can change that narrative. Let's start by defining the terms migrants and immigrants. Migrants are people who move from one place to another within their own country, that is, internal migration. Immigrants are individuals who move to another country with an intention of settling there, typically for work, safety, or family reunification. Now that we have a better understanding of what it means to be a migrant or an immigrant, let's explore the different ways migration occurs. Migration comes in two main forms: internal migration, which happens within a country. International migration is when people move across national borders. While migration, whether internal or international, opens up opportunities for individuals to improve their lives, it also comes with its own sets of challenges. To delve deeper into these challenges, I'd like to hand it over to Vivek.
Thank you, Sai. Hello, everyone. I am Vivek Pazai. Indeed, while migration provides new opportunities, it's not without obstacles. Migrants and immigrants in India face a range of challenges. Firstly, they often struggle with access to basic services like healthcare, education, housing, and unfamiliarity with local systems. Discrimination based on language, ethnicity, and regional identity further marginalize them. They also encounter cultural barriers. Addressing these issues requires inclusive policies. While the violence migrants and immigrants face is deeply concerning, India has a range of legal frameworks in place aimed at protecting them. They have passed various acts, such as the Interstate Migrant Workmen Act 1979, created to safeguard the rights of migrant workers within India. India does not have a single national policy on migration and immigration, but rather a collection of laws, recent bills, and policies addressing both foreign nationals and internal migrations. The Immigration and Foreigner Bill 2025 aims to modernize the immigration framework for foreign nationals, focusing on security and efficiency, while the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020 regulates the rights of interstate migrant workers within India. The Indian government has also launched several initiatives aimed at improving the welfare of migrants, such as the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan, which offers a pension scheme for workers, helping secure their future. Additionally, skill development programs are in place to enhance the employability of workers by offering vocational training, which empowers them to pursue better job opportunities. Lastly, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act helps by providing employment in their home regions, reducing the need for distress migration. And that's where NGOs and community organizations come in. To tell you more about their role, I now hand it over to Ayushi.
Thank you, Vivek. I am Ayushi Devre. NGOs and community groups step in to support these individuals at various stages. In India, some organizations that are doing impactful work include the Migrant Workers' Rights Network, offering legal support, healthcare, and education. The International Organization for Migration and Immigration also plays a key role globally by ensuring safe migration and immigration practices. Also, groups such as the Migration and Asylum Project support refugees' rights. Community kitchens, shelters, and awareness campaigns help immigrants during crisis. While these immediate relief measures help during crisis, long-term support, especially in education, is equally important. In India, the government has taken several steps to support migrant and immigrant students. Under the Right to Education Act, all students aged 6 to 14 are entitled to free and compulsory education, even if they move frequently. Bridge courses and special training programs help them catch up with schoolwork, and the midday meal scheme encourages regular attendance. The National Education Policy 2020 also emphasizes inclusive education for migrant and immigrant children. Also, seasonal hostels are set up so kids can stay and study even when the parents move for work. While education supports child's growth, true progress needs safety and dignity too. Let's see how we can combat violence and build an inclusive society for migrants and immigrants. To combat violence against migrants and immigrants, we need long-term strategies. First, we must strengthen legal protections by enforcing stronger laws to safeguard both internal and international migrants. Second, public awareness campaigns can help reduce xenophobia. Additionally, India and Ethiopia can collaborate to create safe migration pathways, share best practices, and ensure mutual protection. Lastly, community integration programs such as language classes and cultural exchanges can help immigrants adapt and thrive in their new environments. By focusing on these key actions, we can create a safer, more inclusive environment for them. That's how we can make migration and immigration safer and more humane. Now, I call upon Arnav to take us further.
Thank you, Ayushi. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arnav Dhande. Continuing from that, while governments play a big role, the real change begins with us, the youth who believe in equality and inclusion. While governmental collaboration is crucial, It is the youth and students who will drive the future of migrant and immigrant rights. Let us discuss how they can actively contribute to this cause. India and Ethiopia share a deep historical connection in terms of migration. Both nations have long histories of outward and inward migration, and they face similar challenges related to protecting migrants' rights. Ethiopians moving to India for work or education, and vice versa, share similar struggles. By collaborating, India and Ethiopia can develop joint strategies to tackle violence and exploitation, ensuring that migrants and immigrants are treated with dignity and respect. Young people like us play a vital role in shaping the future of migration and immigration policies. Students and youth in both India and Ethiopia can raise awareness by organizing campaigns and discussions to reduce discrimination and xenophobia. We must engage in volunteerism and offer time and resources to help them adapt to new environments. We must advocate for policy exchange by pushing for stronger protections for migrant and immigrants. The role of youth in shaping the future is undeniable. Now it is time for each one of us to take action. I urge all of you to stand in solidarity and advocate for stronger legal protections and ensure that migration is safe and dignified for everyone. Let us make a collective pledge to drive this change. Together, as responsible citizens and compassionate youth, we have the power to shape a society that is inclusive, safe, and fair for all migrants and immigrants. Let us turn our awareness into action, our empathy into support, and our voices into change. Thank you for your attention, and let us commit to making migration and immigration safe, dignified, and empowering for everyone. Thank you once again. I'm Mr. Ginelli.
A very relevant and thought-provoking presentation. Thank you.
For the final presentation of this segment, we welcome back the delegation from Nazareth School, Ethiopia.
Ethiopian delegation, you can take over, please. Thank you.
Are we audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. Namaste. Salam. My name is Marame Christopher. I'm from Nazareth School. I'm a grade 10 student. Her name is 𝗨𝗡 Samuel, and we also have Samuel and Dalkacho. In honor of International Nonviolence Day, we'll be talking about how to combat violence against migrants and immigrants with our focus on inclusion and dignity. So the violence migrants face is different based on their whereabouts. Migrants' violence in Asia is different from the one in Europe. So our team is going to focus on Africa and Ethiopia. So for introduction, according to the World Migration Report, which was conducted in 2024, approximately 281 million people are international migrants, which constitutes about 3.6% of the world's population. If we look at the graph we are presenting right now, the number of migrants are growing year by year, but still they face extreme form of violence, exploitation, and death on sea and land across Africa as they move through the continent. Based on a recent study conducted, migrants in Somaliland usually work as shoe shiners or car washers and face extreme harassment, violence, and even attacks from vigilant groups. These violence just don't strip them from their safety, but they also strip them from their dignity. So violating the shared African value. As Africans, we are hostile, we accept people, but by committing this violence against immigrants or migrants, we are stripped of our African values. So combating it needs more than consumption. It demands inclusion, it demands protection and respect for every migrant's right to live free from fear and constant violence. Thank you. I'm going to continue from what Marwa here has said on the determinants of migrant violence. This means what determines how the violence is going to look like. The type of violence that people face is determined based on what they are and the situation that they're in. And we can divide these determinants into 4 major parts. These are structural, individual, community, and household factors. Let's start with individual factors. The part about individual factors is the tendency of migrants to face violence just because of factors and facts about them individually. For example, I was born a girl, I was born a woman, I don't have any control over that. But me facing violence as a migrant, because I'm a girl, is an individual factor, it's an individual determinant of violence. Migrants that are from a specific race, for example, migrants that are children, migrants that are disabled, migrants that are women, elderly, or that are from a minority religion, face violence because of these facts about themselves. It doesn't matter if they're not doing anything wrong. They receive this violence because of these facts about themselves. Not only on the people that are receiving this violence, but the people that are enacting this violence, the perpetrators, also have individual reasons as to why they do this. Some people feel as though that their country should stay pure, their neighborhood should stay the way it was. They don't want change. This individual belief, this individual ideology makes them perform violent acts against migrants. Another thing about this is people that do not fit into these categories, people that are not women, that are not children, people that are not likely to face this violence could increase their chances of receiving violence by taking action in sketchy things, for example, by taking part in people that provide services that don't seem legit. They could increase their chances of receiving violence. The next one is household factors. Household factors focuses on the people that are conducting these services. For example, if a person wants to migrate from Ethiopia to Kenya, they have to go through a process. There are people that provide these services, whether illegally or legally. And these people, it can happen in 2 ways. If these people have certain beliefs, these organizations have certain beliefs against the migrants, they could be the ones perpetrating these violences. Or they could be neglectful. If they're neglectful, it creates vulnerability for the migrants they are hosting. And these people could face violence because of the neglect of the household factors. The next one is community factors. Community factor is the one that we're all very used to, the one that's very normalized. This means that communities are more secluded and they have a very, very strong belief of kind of like they believe that they should be together. They believe that they should stay as tight-knit circle. They are very, very wary against outsiders. So let's say a community or a town that has been secluded for decades suddenly receives migrants. They are going to believe this is a form of violence against them. And they're going to react by performing violence against these people. They're going to fear their jobs being taken over. They're going to fear that the community is going to become polluted. Our traditions are going to be lost. Our jobs are going to be lost. So they resort to violence against these people that are here just looking for a place to live. The next one is structural factors. Structural factors are countries that have non-violence, that have violent legislation, that have anti-migrant legislation in their constitution. Countries like South Africa, for example, they are very, very heavily against migrants. And when there are countries that is against migrants, then the whole country is going to be against violence, and the whole country is going. So structural factors, South Africa and over in the West, countries like USA have been adopting legislation that is very, very, very anti-migrant, and that leads to violence. So
migrant is in. If a migrant violence, they are going to be more community factors. They're going to, individual factors are at hand, and then we need to understand them. So areas need to be handled first.
And second one will be what can Africa learn from other countries that are inclusive and familiar with the migrants. They achieve this success through clear immigration systems, both any migrant that are high standard of healthcare, education, and safety. Most importantly, they uphold diversity through firm anti-discrimination laws that protect every individual equally, that can protect us and give us many experiences. To address this, we must take 5 key actions, which is establishing an effective knowledge base, building a strong knowledge base to understand reality and migrant face, addressing poverty, conflict, and unemployment, strengthening litigation and protect human rights and prevent abuse, investigate all forms of violence against migrants, promoting education and peaceful coexistence. By taking these 5 actions, we can uphold a diverse experience. By committing to justice, equality, and compassion, our world and Africa can be a continent where peace is not only spoken about, but lived by. Thank you.
Our team has presented about the introduction to migrant and immigrant violences, why these violences happen, what other African countries can learn from us, and solutions or call to action. We know how to prevent them and how we can work towards a community of free from violence. On behalf of my team, we want to sincerely thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak on Nonviolence Day. The topic on migrants and immigrants has reminded us that nonviolence is more than avoiding harm. It's about acceptance, respect, and compassion for everyone seeking peace and belonging. Thank you.
Thank you for concluding the presentation round with such powerful messages.
We have now reached a very exciting part of our program, a direct discussion and question and answer session between the Indian and Ethiopian delegates.
This is your chance to ask each other questions.
Yeah, sorry, looking to the time restraint, please see to that we maintain around 2 questions on both the delegation side so that we can move further. Thank you.
This is your chance to ask each other questions about the presentations you've just seen. We invite students from both countries to unmute themselves or put their questions in the chat. Let's have a lively and respectful cross-cultural dialogue.
You can raise your hand on the screen so that we are aware if you are asking a question. Anyone from Ethiopian delegation or Indian delegation would like to ask the question on the topics that were covered?
Yeah, raise a hand.
Yes, you can go ahead. It's USER. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
I had a question for the Indian delegation that presented about non-violence against women, about the 𝗏𝗏 𝗁𝗏 action. Is that only taking place in India, or are there any other places where this thing can happen? Because it's a really, really interesting thing and it's very, very effective, I believe.
Anyone from the Indian delegation would like to answer, please?
Sir, can I answer?
Yes, go ahead, Lakshita.
So the movement 𝗏𝗏 𝗁𝗏 is currently taking place only in India, and if the other countries feel that this is a good idea, this idea can be adopted in many other countries. Also, if we can promote it, then it would be a really good opportunity for all the people and all the victims of domestic abuse, as this would ensure that they get help sometime if they're still being abused. So currently this movement is taking place only in India, but if needed, then the other countries can also encourage their citizens to follow initiatives like this, which saves countless lives.
Great, great. Yes, anyone from the Indian delegation would like to ask a question to the Ethiopian delegation, please? Lakshita, are you going to ask a question because you have raised a hand, or
Yes,
you want to
sir.
raise? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask a question to the delegation who presented on the same topic as we did, which was about violence which happens with women. I wanted to ask that what campaigns have worked in Ethiopia and what campaigns are currently present in Ethiopia, and how does Ethiopian youth challenge gender-based violence? What can we learn? What can we learn and implement from their country, from your country?
I hope the question was clear. Anyone from the Ethiopian delegation would like to answer? Ethiopian delegation, don't be shy. It's very important. Go ahead, Idris.
Can you please repeat the question?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, sir. The question was about the campaigns that have worked in Ethiopia, or the campaigns that are working in Ethiopia, and how does the Ethiopian youth challenge gender-based violence, and what can India learn from their campaigns and from their moments?
Campaigns for the gender-based violence. If the Ethiopian delegation can answer on it. Thank you. Ethiopian delegation. Students, don't be shy. It's very important that you take such platforms. It's very, very vital in today's world.
Okay, so yes, we have a campus in Ethiopia, and we can start from school too. So we also have a club in our school that supports women. It's also a feminist club, and we collect models, a lot of women's products, like models, a lot of stuff needed for women. And currently there's a war in Ethiopia, and a lot of women are going through it. A lot of women are experiencing this violence, so our club is collecting a lot of stuff to support them. And this campaign is also connected to our club, and we are supporting them in a lot of ways. We are presenting a lot of ideas, we are connecting to them, and they're also like they're fighting for their rights, and we are like passing that idea to another schools. We campaigns. So we are like connecting to other schools and sharing this idea and connecting a lot of like stuff and supporting the women. So thank you. That's the answer.
Great. Thank you. Before we go for the last maybe one or two questions from the Indian delegation, any question from the Ethiopian delegation? The platform is open. Don't be shy. Yes, USER. Wait, USER has already asked the question, so let me give this chance to 𝗍𝗓. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
This is for the Indian delegation. What do you think are the main reasons young people migrate, and how can Africa create safer opportunities for them?
Can you repeat it, because your volume is down? Can you raise your voice here?
What do you think are the main reasons young people migrate, and how can Africa create safer opportunities for them?
How can Africa create safer opportunities for migrants? Can this be answered by the Indian delegation? Or maybe delegation, would you like to answer on this as a mentor?
Can we answer?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Our team believes that the reason for very, very, very large numbers of migration these days is because of the instability and no peace that's happening. For example, we can consider countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan. These areas have been plagued by violence. They've been plagued by instability and war. Nobody wants to live in these type of areas. So the best way we can prevent people from wanting to move away from where they live. Nobody wants to move away. For example, I've been living in this place. I've been living in Addis Ababa for all of my life. I don't think I'll decide I want to move away on a whim. These people are now moving away from their houses because they want to, or because it's like some sort of luxury to them. They're migrating because they have no choice. They're migrating because if they don't, they're going to be dying and they're going to be killed. So the root cause of this, in my opinion, is Western issues coming to Africa. For example, the main issue of Congo right now is countries like France, countries like UK, they take out minerals from the Congo and they use child labor, they use slave labor of the African people here to solve these problems. So I think Africans should unite in a way that no other Western countries can come and get between us. And when they do, we'll have peace. When they do, we'll have unity. Nobody would want to move away when that time comes. Nobody would want to leave their whole country and go to another place where they're unfamiliar when that situation is fulfilled. So that's what we believe.
Brilliant, brilliant. Sai, you can ask the question. Sai?
Yes, sir. So I had a question for the Ethiopian students here. The question was, what challenges might Ethiopian immigrants face in adapting new cultures when they migrate from their own countries?
Anyone from the Ethiopian delegation? What challenges they face?
With the culture.
We believe challenges Ethiopian might face migrating to different countries mainly is culture adaptation. India is a country rich with culture, so is Ethiopia, and we have our own norms, we have our own values, we have our own cultures, which are very rich on their own and can be very important to us. And adapting to new conditions might be very hard. We might be discriminated just because of our culture and religion, our ideas, our views. So I believe our cultural differences can be a very big barriers when it comes to migrating to different to India, to countries like India, countries such rich with culture and are very integrated with their own culture.
Thank you. Thank you. Due to time restraint, I see many hands coming up, but we may take probably one from Indian delegation and one last from the Ethiopian delegation. Okay. Gargi, you are waiting for a long time. Gargi, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. My question was to the delegation who presented regarding non-violence against children. How has progress been made by Ethiopia in eliminating violence against children, considering the data shown by them?
Ethiopian delegation.
Excuse me, but can you repeat the question again?
Gargi?
Yes, sure. How has progress been made regarding eliminating violence against children, considering the data presented by you?
Ethiopian delegation.
Okay. The Ethiopian government has child protection laws and awareness program, and there are community-based organizations and school clubs that teach about children's rights, and it's progressing that violence against children is on the way of ending.
Okay. One last question. We can go with Deriji. One last question from Ethiopian side. Deriji. Deriji?
Yes.
Go ahead with your question. You have raised your hand.
Okay, so my question will be regarding abuse against children. So one of the schools here, if I'm not mistaken, Cruz, stated that bullying can also be considered as a child abuse against children, and it has very major consequences on the victim. So there was even some examples that were given. So I would like to ask, what are the measures that are taken to reduce the problem or the issue, considering the school, or what can be concluded as a matter of curbing the problem?
You want it from the Ethiopian delegation or Indian delegation? You want the answer from Ethiopian delegation? Anyone? Ethiopian or Indian delegation would like to answer? Lakshita?
Sir, can we just repeat the question?
It was about the child abuse.
Sir, can I answer or?
Yes, please, go ahead.
So curbing the problem of bullying is it is a really big problem faced by many children in many nations. Even my friends in our school have faced bullying, and also our school has taken several measures to curb bullying. We have zero tolerance policy, which states that any person who is ragging or bullying will be expelled and even sent to jail, and police action can also be taken if the matter is really worse. With this shows that our school has taken many measures. Also, the Indian government supports children who are affected by bullying. Also, we have a committee set up which is a complaint committee which solves these problems related to violence and bullying. We also have a safe to say box for educators as well as children who are facing bullying, which shows that our school has adapted to problems such as ragging and bullying. If any bullying or violence is reported to the council or the Department of Justice, then strict action is taken. We have some problems in our laws, but we also have implemented many measures to curb problems like bullying and violence.
Thank you. Sorry, looking to the time restraint, we have to unfortunately stop the question answer sessions out here. But before we move for the closing speech, which I will hand over to the host to begin with, the feedback. I would love to listen to a quick feedbacks from the Indian delegation, maybe one or two students and one or two students from the Ethiopian delegation. How was this session conducted, and are you going to have some good takeaway from the other students who joined in this participation? Anyone? Yeah, Rui, you can take over.
I'd just like to say that I'm really glad that we got the chance to talk with the delegates of other countries, and we could learn so much from them about how their countries fight problems like violence against women and the castes that are vulnerable. So I'm really glad to have the opportunity to talk with all of you today.
Yes, from Ethiopian delegation, USER.
We wanted to say we wanted to say that the session has been very, very, very insightful for us. Our team on this side of the ocean had very, very some technical issues. The connection was cutting out and it was bringing back up again. But even still, we were able to conduct a really, really meaningful session, I believe. Learning about nonviolence is a very, very important thing. And it's very something that we all should be moving towards, because if we don't understand it, then when we grow up, we're going to be the same as the older people perpetrating these things right now. So these types of sessions are good because we can meet new people, we can exchange ideas, and it's a really fun way, but it's also learning. It's a fun experience where we can learn. That's all we're gonna
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me give chances to the new faces. One last feedback coming from Vivek. Vivek, go ahead.
We also wanted to say thank you so much for inviting us on the behind. We look forward to having any more experiences if they're available.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Vivek.
Yes, so it was an excellent experience for everyone over here, and also hopefully there we were able to listen new things that are in their country and also in our country. So we got to learn many new campaigns and etc. things that we can implement in our nation also, in our cities, schools also. So it was an awesome experience.
Great, great. Thank you. As I mentioned, due to time restraint, I can't keep going with too many feedbacks. Maybe the last feedback to 𝗍𝗍 from Ethiopia. 𝗍𝗍, SOOQ, 𝗍𝗍, you can give your feedback.
We wanted to give thanks for inviting us. Also for the interactions, because this is a very good interaction between other students. We can gain new knowledge. Also, well, like, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You did your job. All right. I hand over host to go ahead with the thank you speeches now. Host can take over.
Yes. As we draw towards the close of this memorable event, it is time for the vote of thanks. We have two distinguished personalities who would like to share their concluding thoughts.
First, we invite Dr. 𝗍𝗪𝗓 from the Ethiopian delegation to deliver the vote of thanks.
𝗍𝗪𝗓, you can take over.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you can see my screen. Can you see now? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really delighted to hear. Yeah, it's morning here in Canada, like 4 a.m. You can guess how it challenges me to participate. And I'm very happy, really, for what I've heard today. It's amazing experience for me. And I want to appreciate, really, the organizers for doing this great job. And I was growing up reading the peaceful struggle led by Gandhi. So it's, and now I'm partly Indian and I'm partly Ethiopian. It's not actually, you know, I know the culture in India, how peaceful the country is, especially on peaceful struggle. India is a model for the world. So really, I want to appreciate that today, Ethiopian and Indian students joined together to discuss on this peaceful issue. And it's really wonderful to hear from each student. And it was unique. It has created unique emotion to me. So coming to the presentation or the issue I want to discuss, I hope Your Excellency Ambassador Anil Kumar, distinguished guests, principals, teachers, and students, it's a great honor to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of CAFOR at the conclusion of this remarkable Indo-African exchange webinar held in observance of the UN International Day of Nonviolence. We express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency Ambassador Anil Kumar Rai, Ambassador of India to Ethiopia and the permanent representative to the African Union, for honoring us with his presence and inspiring words. Your Excellency, your participation symbolizes the enduring partnership between India and Africa, grounded in peace, education, and human dignity. We also extend heartfelt appreciation to our Honorable Dr. Lawalley Cole, Executive Director of CAFOR, whose leadership inspires our collective work in advancing education, communication, and the youth empowerment across Africa. And I really want to appreciate Ashoka group of schools, Ethiopian different schools, and our team really to make this happen. The presentation on ending violence against women children, senior citizens, and migrants have shown deep awareness and compassion. These young voices remind us that the future of peace lies in their hands. On behalf of CAFOR, and I commend the organizers, partner institutions, teachers, and the students for their efforts. Initiatives like this reinforce the power of collaboration, building a peaceful, equitable, and inclusive world. Let us reaffirm our shared responsibility to carry forward the message for nonviolence in our daily lives. Once again, our sincere thanks to His Excellency Ambassador Anil Kumar Rai, Dr. Lawalley Cole, and all distinguished participants for making this gathering a meaningful celebration of unity, peace, humanity. Thank you all, and congratulations on the successful Indo-African Partnership event. Thank you.
Host, take over.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your gracious words. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Dinesh Sabnis, AGM Sports and Activity Ashoka Group of Schools, AUS Ashoka Marg, and representative to the UNOG WFDP for the final address. Sir, please take over.
Thank you, Ria, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, let me put one quote from Mahatma Gandhi ji, which says, "Each one has to find his peace from within, and peace to be real must be unaffected by outside circumstances." The way it is said, it's very important that you youth have to understand the concept of non-violence. In today's world of conflict and war and uneasiness, you youth are the ones who will try to work towards the message of ultimate sustainable peace. In today's world, if we really want the development, we need to work towards a sustainable peace. And youth of today, you youth of today, will be playing a very, very vital role for having the sustainable peace. So what is the takeaway from this session is that you youth have to work towards the non-violence, whether the non-violence is towards the senior citizens, whether the non-violence is towards the children, women, immigrants. You are the responsible citizens of your country, of this world, and you are the ones who need to take this baton ahead. So I look forward that you will take this positive messages, what you have learned from this particular session, further for your life, for your country, for your continent, and look forward for the sustainable peace and non-violence that is required for the global development. To end with my speech, I would like to quickly go with the thanks to His Excellency Ambassador Anil Kumar Rai, CAFOR Director Dr. Cole, school management, and the school coordinators. Without them, it would have not been possible to align this successful session. Also, all the students and the school management and the staff from Nazrat School, all the students, school management and staff from Cruz High School, and yes, to go with at the end, without Delisa, without Khalid, without Dr. Sede, Eleni, this session would have not been possible to be successful with such a wonderful outcome. So thank you so much for being here, listening to all the presentations with all the patience. And I'm sure you're going to have some good positive takeaway with you. God bless you all, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Dinesh Sabnis, sir, for your support and for concluding our session with such encouraging remarks. And now, for the perfect end to our virtual meet, a group picture for the record.
Everyone, please turn on your cameras. Let's all smile and wave. Show us your peace signs. Let's capture this moment of Indo-African friendship and shared commitment to non-violence.
Gargi, AUS Sinna, Delisa is here. Okay. Michael, please keep your cams on. Everyone, wonderful smile, please. Nitin, are you taking the cam?
Yes, sir.
Taking the yes. Before we end with one more, can we have a gesture of heart? Nitin done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was wonderful session, and we are looking forward for this sessions, more of these sessions on the multiple topics related with the UN, human rights, about the education. So let's look forward for these sessions. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, host, you can conclude.
Yeah. Yes. And with that, we have successfully completed our agenda. Thank you to every single student, teacher, principal, and dignitary who made this event a resounding success. The conversations we had today are just the beginning. Let's carry the message of non-violence forward in our thoughts, our words, and our actions.
From all of us at Ashoka Group of Schools and our partners, thank you for your time and passion. Have a peaceful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you and goodbye.
Then